In today's video, we're going to be checking out the Huckleberry Trail. The Huckleberry is a 15-mile paved rail trail. And in today's video, I'm starting at the Christiansburg Rec Center, but we will examine the other starting locations as well. I'm looking forward to a really good ride. It's beautiful outside, and I hope you join me. To be honest, the Christiansburg side, starting at the rec center, is probably my least favorite section on the trail. There's a lot of intersections that you have to cross, and you're right next to a fairly trafficked road. The good thing about this section is that it's only about a mile or so long, so you get through it quickly. The main crossing on Depot Street is nicely marked with some flashing lights, and cars generally cooperate very nicely and stop for you. Once we've ridden a mile on the section that parallels Depot Street, we get on to the next section of the Huckleberry, which runs behind some stores, Walmart, Home Depot, things like that, and also the New River Valley Mall. The mall is a great spot to start your ride on the Huckleberry if you don't want to start at the rec center. It actually offers two locations for starting, and there's ample parking at both. This is one of the mall entrances, and they have a nice kiosk with a map. The trail is also well marked with different signs, and drinking fountains and benches are offered. Once we leave the mall area, we get into a wooded section that offers some rolling hills and is actually one of my favorite sections along the trail. This section features a beautiful rock cut that is always cool in the summer, and then followed by a railroad bridge that goes over an active Norfolk and Southern Railway line. And I always think this section will be slick because of the wooden planks, but it never is, even in the rain. As we continue on our journey, we come to the Coal Mining Heritage Park. This park actually features relics from when there was a coal mining here in the little area that's called Merrimack. There is a loop trail that's approximately 1.5 miles long that's perfect for walking, or if you have a mountain bike or gravel bike. I have ridden that trail quite a few times, and it's somewhat challenging, but very nice single track through the woods. At the intersection of High Top Road and Merrimack Road, you'll find the Merrimack Trailhead, and you can access either Blacksburg or Christiansburg from here, and it offers ample parking. I've never seen this parking lot full. Next section we come to is the intersection of Mabry Lane and Warmhearth Drive. You move on to Blacksburg from here. There is trail access, but you do not have any parking at this section. Warmhearth is a retirement community that is located just off the trail. This section could use some maintenance. There's quite a few bumps along here that I hope one day they will repair. And again, there's quite a few rollers in this section. On your left, next up is our first real intersection. If we go right, it will take us to the Corporate Research Park, downtown Blacksburg, and Virginia Tech campus. If we go left, it takes us to Fox Ridge Apartments and a trail extension that we'll talk about later. I just took the right-hand section. I went underneath 460 highway. We'll head on to the Corporate Research Park and then come back from there and go to Virginia Tech campus and downtown Blacksburg. This is the Corporate Research Park. It features different office buildings, and the trail also gives access to the Virginia Tech Blacksburg Airport. I've reached the main section of Virginia Tech's campus. We'll pass Lane Stadium. Here's the football stadium called Lane Stadium. This section goes past quite a few recreation areas for the students. Once we get through Virginia Tech's campus, we have a section that runs through our residential neighborhood of Blacksburg. This section gets heavy foot traffic, lots of runners and walkers, so use caution. On your left. On your left. After the residential section, you have another option of parking. This is at the Virginia Tech Library. From here, you can access downtown Blacksburg and any number of really good restaurants to eat at. Another option to visit is J.H. Bard's Spirit Company. Since it's getting to be lunchtime, I think I'm going to get a giant slice of pizza at Benny's. Giant yummy slice of pizza. Once you get to Blacksburg, you might want to take a tour around Virginia Tech's campus. It's quite a beautiful campus, and you are allowed to ride on the sidewalks all around campus, but there's also bike lanes on many of the roads. Now I'm backtracking to the first intersection that we came to when we left Christiansburg, and we're going to check out that side of the trail. To visit the other section of trail at the fork, we're going to turn right coming from Blacksburg. If we were coming from Christiansburg, we'd take the second exit off the roundabout, or essentially the left-hand fork. This section of the trail accesses Fox Ridge Apartments, which is a large apartment complex for university students. It also will access the Glade Road area of Blacksburg, and from there you can actually link over to the Poverty Creek Trail system, which is a wonderful mountain biking system, and we'll probably do a video on that sometime in the future. When passing by the apartment complex, there's typically quite a few people out walking, running, and the like. The apartment complex has a nice pond with a fountain that's always pretty to look at. It is necessary to cross Price's Fork Road to get to the next section. This part of the trail is a lot of fun. It's got a bunch of rollers, some curves. I do caution, if you are an inexperienced rider, be careful on this section. About a mile after crossing Price's Fork Road, you'll come to a relatively steep downhill, and at the bottom of that there is a wooden bridge that has a tendency to be slippery, especially in inclement weather. This part of the trail has a couple relatively steep climbs. They're kind of short, but they do take some effort. After going through a nice shaded section, we have another parking option, which is off of Glade Road and is very close to Rising Silo Brewery in case you wanted to get yourself a beer. And this parking area has ample space and also features handicap parking. The trail features some relatively steep descents on this section, so be careful. We're coming up on the last parking option for the trail. This is at Meadowbrook Drive. From here, it's possible to access the Gateway Trail, which gives further access to the Poverty Creek Trail system, and also off of Gatewood Trail, the Gateway Bike Park can be accessed. The Heritage Community Park and Nature Area is the last parking area that I'm going to feature in the video, but it is not the last of the trails that we're going to talk about. I have something special at the end, and I'm going to work my way back to Christiansburg and show you that. On your left. I've made it back to Christiansburg. To return to the rec center, we would turn left, but we are going to take a right-hand turn and go on a relatively new trail extension. This trail extension accesses Christiansburg High School, the Christiansburg Aquatic Center, which partners with Virginia Tech for swim meets. It also accesses downtown Christiansburg, and it accesses our special destination where we will be finishing the ride. Future plans for the Huckleberry are to connect it with the New River Trail State Park, which that would be absolutely amazing. The part of the trail past the high school that accesses Christiansburg Aquatic Center and downtown Christiansburg is along a sidewalk next to a busy road. But there is something awesome here, which is Dairy Queen. It's perfect to end a ride with a nice Dairy Queen treat. Let's go in and get one. Here we go, a nice Heath Bar Blizzard treat. Thanks for joining me on the Huckleberry Trail today, the beautiful path that connects Christiansburg and Blacksburg, Virginia. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more adventures on two wheels. See you on the next trail.